It's a brand new week and the hardware apocalypse is continuing. Nvidia is repeatedly telling partners to, quote, find their own memory, while Micron is breaking up with gamers to date AI data centers. We've also got a guy who paid $1,200 for a box of rocks, the new Matrix card from ASUS is having some issues, and a secret AMD CPU that might make you regret your last purchase. You know the drill, let's get into it. Yep, Nvidia is changing the rules yet again. Rumor has it they are no longer selling VRAM bundles to board partners, basically telling them, you know what, here's the GPU die, good luck finding the rest. Welcome to the memory Hunger Games, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check this out. So Nvidia no longer supplying VRAM to board partners. So these are going to be your folks like your Zotacs, your ASUS, folks like that are board partners making these AMD GPUs. Guess what? Find your own VRAM is the message from Nvidia. Rumor claims that vendors will only get the die and are forced to source memory on their own. So you've now got to, if you're someone like, Zotac for an example, you now have to source independently your own GDDR7, GDDR6 memory from manufacturers like, Samsung, SK Hynix, or Micron in this case. The move is a response to, guess what? It's the global memory crunch. You probably already knew that just from the cadence of what's going on in this story here. The entire industry is currently navigating a memory crisis, with companies pivoting to favor AI clients over retail markets, leading to a severe drought that's expected to only worsen. We're going to talk about Crucial and their exit from the consumer side of the business a little later on. According to leaker Golden Pi Upgrade, Nvidia has stopped bundling video memory with its GPU that it sells to AIBs, which leaves partners to source VRAM on their own. This is a lot of people online have some varied thoughts on this. You have a lot of critics that are saying that this allows Nvidia to maintain higher margins on the GPU die while insulating themselves from what's happening right now in the memory market. And this could also, at the end of the day, lead to some unforeseen consequences. I'm talking about production delays, also price hikes if partners can't secure enough VRAM inventory to match the number of GPU dies that they possess. This really throws production into a free fall here. It's kind of an interesting move. Nvidia doesn't manufacture VRAM. It's made, again, by Samsung, Micron, SK Hynix, which is then produced by either large AIBs directly or Nvidia bundles it together with its GPUs to sell as a package to board partners. This is going to be very, very interesting. This is basically, my gosh, this is Nvidia selling a car chassis and then telling ASUS to go find the wheels on Craigslist. That's 100% what's happening here. As if we needed anything else. This is just what we needed. Another supply chain bottleneck. Get ready for market adjustments on your next GPU price tag. Now, fortunately, I'm still seeing a lot of pretty reasonable deals on 8, 16 gigabyte cards, especially the 8 gigabyte cards because no one's really buying them. But how long that lasts, I think, comes down to how long the supply lasts, the current inventory, before they have to make adjustments. We've already seen AMD saying that they're going to be making adjustments on the GPU side just when we were starting to see things like the 9070 XT coming in closer to MSRP. Things are getting interesting out here. Now, let's check this out, because a lot of people, when this was brought up, I saw a bunch of comments online of people saying, now it makes sense why EVGA wanted out of this industry. It's all kind of starting to come together and make a little bit more sense. A lot of you may remember how EVGA left the industry, citing growing tensions with Nvidia, alleging mistreatment. Not to speculate too much, but leaving vendors to buy cutting-edge VRAM on their own could put a lot more pressure on low-scale operations, putting them at risk of shutting down. Do you think EVGA is sitting back looking at this and thinking, yeah, we made the right decision? Andrew over at EVGA is probably like, yeah, I told you. There was a reason why we left, I would imagine. And I'm sure there's a whole lot more that went into that story. But when you see stories like this pop up, it's sure hard to look at EVGA's exit as anything other than maybe foreseeing what was coming in the future. Although, who knows if they foresaw what's going to happen with AI. Very interesting stuff. Good luck for these guys finding GDDR7 when AI companies are just buying it by the pallet. So scalpers are probably just rubbing their hands together right now, which we hate to see. Check this out. Let me know what you guys think about this. Check out the comments, see what people are saying. Rise and grind, money makers. It's time to dust off the GPU buying bots and scalp-o-matics. If Nvidia is granting us chip shortage too, electric boogaloo. This is going to be a scalper's paradise, which we hate to see, and we are heading right into it for what seems like the foreseeable future. Nvidia profiting hugely from this rush to purchase, showing scorn for its vendors and by extension, former breadwinners in gaming. Pretty shameful if it is as reported. Also interesting too, Jensen was recently on JRE podcast and shared a lot of pretty interesting stuff about AI and not a whole ton about gaming. Everything in that interview was kind of like past tense. Like, yeah, when we started, we were doing this gaming thing. And it's interesting now to see Nvidia really, I mean, they're serving their shareholders and trying to sell to AI companies. So am I shocked that this move happened? Not particularly. Am I concerned about what's going to happen moving forward? 100%, as should you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. The RAM apocalypse is upon us. Things are getting pretty crazy out there. You've probably seen shortages. You have Crucial that is now exiting the consumer memory business. It's wild out there right now. But there is one saving grace. And oh my gosh, the logo's on my shirt. I can't believe it. It's Meta PCs. Check out metapcs.com. We have a bunch of systems in stock ready to go. If you're looking for a build that you can just plug and play, new PC, check out Meta PCs. We've got financing available and ready to ship and custom builds like the Night Reaper. Check out the Night Reaper. It's got a 5080 in it. Beautiful, beautiful system, custom case print on it as well. Let us do all the heavy lifting so you can enjoy your PC. And there has never been a better time than right now, especially with everything going on in the market. So if you're looking at upgrading and getting a new PC, now is the time to do it. Go check out metapcs.com. Get yourself a new PC. All right, let's get back to the news. This nightmare scenario is real. We've got a gamer who bought a shiny new RTX 5080, opened the box, and found geology. Even worse, the retailer investigated and decided a box of rocks was a legitimate purchase. Who's the retailer? Spoiler alert, it's freaking Best Buy. Now, I've had this happen. This is so interesting. I had this exact same thing happen here at Meta PCs less than a year ago. I'm going to tell you about my experience, but first let's talk about this. This is a customer who bought a 5080 from Best Buy and got rocks instead. That's a $1,200 GPU. For those of you keeping track at home, or $2,000 and $2026 for GPUs. It arrived in a tampered box with a broken seal. We've seen our fair share of GPU scams around here with unlucky buyers receiving all sorts of fascinating oddities. You guys will remember, like a bag of rice, a literal bag, like a purse, was in GPU boxes. There was some Zotac boxes sold at Micro Center, rice and macaroni, a literal brick. Tale as old as time. Someone tries to find something that weighs similar to the GPU, they return it and make off with a free graphics card. It's the most scummy way to live life. And another Redditor has been shouted out and shrouded in this narrative. After waiting for a while for GPU prices to come down, this guy finally bit the bullet and found, image right here, rocks inside of the GPU box. Not quite a graphics card. This was on November 25th. This user ordered this 5080 from Best Buy, $1,200 below MSRP. So you see this and you're like, man, I'm making off like a bandit. $1,200 for this card. That's awesome. 3 days later, it shows up and you've got a box of rocks inside. How retailers choose to handle this is pretty important. I'm going to give Micro Center some props here because every time that I've seen this occur at a Micro Center, they've taken care of the customer. That's what you should do, right? Customer buys something, they don't get that item, and you're like, hey, let's take care of it for you. This didn't happen in this scenario when it comes to Best Buy. Even Best Buy support teams turned them down, saying that they couldn't do anything about it and that a refund was not possible after conducting an investigation. The best plan of action, credit card chargeback. And again, let me just go back. I ran into this exact same thing at Best Buy when we were buying a motherboard. Sometimes if we really need something on a pinch, just for like an influencer build or something that we just need right now, we'll drive to Best Buy and we'll buy the product. In this case, in our case, it was a motherboard. We bought it, opened the box and said, that is not the motherboard we ordered. That is a super old motherboard. Someone pulled the old switcheroo. We got in contact with Best Buy at the store, emailed them, called them. No refund possible. We were like, this is literally not what we bought. Can we get a refund for this and return this? They said, nope, not possible. No joke. So it's happened to us. It's happening to these guys. What do you do in situations like this? This is a really, really good course of action. And it's why maybe choosing to pay with a credit card over cash or whatever makes more sense in this type of scenario. Charge it back through your bank, like 100%. File a chargeback. The fact that you ordered something and you didn't get the thing that you paid for, charge it back. It's exactly what we did. And that's probably what this customer will have to do as well. It's just kind of crazy stuff. Ray tracing performance on the rocks, though, that's something you don't get to see every day. Seriously, though, pretty bad stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you've ever got ripped off, got something that you didn't pay for. Have you ever got rocks in a box? Let's check out the comments, see what people are saying. Broken seal and tampered with means not accepting the delivery. Just a simple rule. I don't know if that would have even saved him, because if he ordered online, it showed up with a broken seal and was tampered with, you still have to call Best Buy and say, hey, I don't want this. This isn't what I ordered. This is an open box, and they'll probably still deny it. I think this is more about Best Buy not taking care of the customer on this one than the customer doing something wrong. I think what's happening is you have people buying graphics cards and putting something else in that weighs a similar amount and returning them. I think most returns happen through mail. If it happens in store, these guys have balls of steel, which they very well may. But I've seen it most often on like Amazon. Someone buys something on Amazon, they're like, oh, it weighs around 2 pounds. I'll find 2 pounds worth of rocks and throw it in a box. Like, you got someone with a kitchen scale trying to balance this GPU box and throw rocks in there. That's what I think happened. Let me know if you guys have some theories in the comments. Just when you thought it was safe to buy a CPU, AMD accidentally, or on purpose, leaked the new gaming monster. This is a Ryzen 7 9850X3D. The name dropped on their own website, and it might just be the fastest chip that we've ever seen, but we won't know that if we don't look at it. So let's take a peek. AMD mentions unreleased gaming optimized Ryzen 7 9850X3D could be the next fastest gaming CPU ever. Now, this is AMD's own website, and this listed a previously unannounced SKU that we're looking at here. This is 9850X3D, and they showed it in a compatibility chart, which is sparked just a bunch of speculation right off the bat. AMD has quietly listed this 9850X3D in its drivers and download section. The official mention, the existence of the product is all but confirmed, and if the new CPU does exist, it could be the next best processor for gamers in this generation of CPUs. Now, the 9800X3D has been a beast for gaming. People love that processor. It's fantastic. It's got 8 cores, 5.2 gigahertz, 96 megabyte last LLC. Just go crazy cache levels, right? Formidable performance in games. And a lot of people would consider the 9800X3D to be the best gaming CPU. That's pretty, I think, common knowledge at this point. This chip is expected for the 9850X3D to be a higher clocked or a better binned version of that 9800X3D. It'll have 3D V-cache technology, which obviously, as you guys know, is optimized for gaming performance. Let's see what they have cooked up for the 9850X3D. Same 8 cores, 16 threads, large stacked L3 cache, but with enhanced boosting behavior and higher peak clock speeds when cooling allows. This would likely yield higher single-threaded performance and slightly improve responsiveness in workloads that care about latency or light-threaded bursts. So that's gaming, that's your UI tasks, that's light editing, things like that. And then obviously, as was kind of mentioned in the last bit there, it's going to require more cooling as well. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And if this is released, let's say that it is, this CPU could definitely take the title of the fastest gaming processor on the market, edging out a lot of the current leaders right now. AMD also suggesting that it has more headroom in the Zen 5 architecture and is preparing to counter any future moves coming from our friends over at Intel. Let's see what the comments are saying. It could also have increased 3D cache and other increased cache levels. Those alone could increase performance without noticeably impacting thermals. That's true. A lot of it does come down to, like, what are we looking at in terms of cooling? What do the requirements look like for this processor? I would imagine that anything that you're using to properly cool a 9800X3D would also make sense for this particular processor, but then again, I don't know. We'll see. If the leak is correct and it turbos to 5.6 gigahertz instead of 5.2, that's the most that you should expect, and not terrible for a simple refresh. So interesting stuff there. Let me know if you guys are interested. 9850X3D, if that's something that you're planning on purchasing, provided that that you can find one when they do launch, and it seems like they will at some point. Graphics card giant ASUS has tripped on the red carpet. That's right, ASUS has suddenly paused shipments of its ultra premium ROG Matrix RTX 5090. Apparently, even a $4,000 price tag can't guarantee that this thing works out of the box. Let's talk about what's going on. ASUS reportedly detects quality problems with its ROG RTX 5090 Matrix Edition, says the retailer. Now, we covered this card on a recent video and talked about its interesting shape, if you will. I don't want to say phallic, but I'm going to say phallic. Check it out. We got some problems with the $4,000 card, apparently. The $4,000 phallic card isn't something that you should be looking for right now, as it has reportedly been flagged with quality issues. $4,000. This is meant to sit at the top of ASUS's stack of GPU offerings. This is the ROG 5090 Matrix, one of the most expensive 5090 editions in ASUS's arsenal, but the card has been discontinued temporarily before it could even hit the shelves. So why did this happen? There's a whole bunch of info on here and posts. They're getting, essentially people that have bought this card are getting updates from ASUS saying, hey, these are retailers that are selling the card to people, saying, about that card that you have on order, there's a quality issue, so we're gonna have to take a little while to get that out to you. It's gonna be a little longer. And people are now posting these things on forums as well. So what happened? Well, we don't know. These are unspecified quality issues. These were discovered post-launch. It could be, there's a whole ton of things that could be. It could be potentially related to the use of liquid metal that's surrounded by a ring of thermal paste on this particular card. Could be anything. Who knows? On the performance side, it'll be interesting to see if we get any more information and find out exactly what quality issues actually means. Matrix series, these are cards that are known for being handpicked, pre-binned for extreme performance. So that in and of itself kind of makes QC failure a little bit more embarrassing at that point. It's a rocky launch for high-end hardware that we've seen a whole ton, especially on these high-end cards. And if you're an early adopter, congratulations, you paid $4,000 to be a beta tester. This is interesting though. You pay the price for a used car for a graphics card and it doesn't work. This is the premium experience. What are we doing here? What's going on? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Micron is reportedly breaking up with PC gamers. The memory giant is making the difficult decision to abandon the consumer memory business to focus entirely on feeding the AI beast. 2026 is going to be interesting. Let's dig into this. That is right. You've probably seen it by now. It's all over the internet. Crucial, rest in peace. Crucial. Micron is killing Crucial SSDs and memory in their pivot to AI. Companies refocusing on HBM and enterprise customers. This is Micron, parent company of the Crucial brand, saying, you know what? We're exiting the consumer memory market. We want to pivot towards AI data centers, which means a whole ton of things. The number one thing that it means is a significant reduction or complete halt in the production of consumer grade. I mean, we're talking DDR5 RAM, SSDs, under their consumer labels. Why do they make this decision? It's business, baby. It's because the profit margins and insatiable demand for high bandwidth memory used in AI accelerators. The AI money is just too good for Micron to turn down, so they're focusing all production onto that. Micron will continue shipping Crucial badged consumer products to retailers, online stores, and distributors until the end of its fiscal second quarter, which is late 2026. And then after that, Micron is no longer going to be supplying consumer channels with products under the Crucial name. So what happens afterwards? February 2026 comes and goes. What does the memory market look like? Well, after Micron ceases to ship its Crucial devices, it will continue honoring warranty obligations and tech support, which is nice. Customers who already own Crucial branded memory modules, SSDs, and other products will continue to receive service coverage well after shipment stops. So at least you're going to get your hardware supported. That's nice. We also saw that the EVGA, when they bowed out of the graphics card side of the business as well, they ran their warranties through their, through the date that they were going to support those warranties. So it's nice to at least see that, but this total shift and abandonment of the consumer business is an interesting one. And so what did Micron have to say about this? What did they say that their reasoning was? Well, check this out. It was a quote from the VP and Chief of Business at Micron. The AI-driven growth in data center has led to a surge in demand for memory and shortage. Micron has made the difficult decision. I'm going to pause there. I don't know how difficult of a decision that was. Maybe it was a big decision, but we're following the money here. Micron has made the difficult decision to exit the Crucial consumer business in order to improve supply and support for our larger strategic customers in faster growing segments. Fast growing segment it is. We've seen RAM shortages. We've seen the prices going crazy. I just saw a stick of Corsair RAM going for $500. Like, just absolutely nuts. So yeah, I guess that makes sense why they want to support AI. That's where all the money is right now. AI 1, gamers 0. I hope you like paying double for generic green sticks because the good stuff is gone, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now time to figure out how to download more RAM. It's been a meme for so long, but I feel like now is the time that we all figure out collectively how to download more RAM, because at this point, it's the only thing we got going for us. We got to figure it out at some time. So Crucial memory's dead. Long live our new overlords. Expensive server RAM rebranded as gaming gear. So the overall effect of this is kind of interesting too. So what's the effect of Crucial disappearing, going away, dying, for lack of a better word? Well, market analysts, we love a good market analyst, this is what they're saying. They're saying that this will leave fewer competitors in the consumer space and will almost certainly lead to higher prices for PC builders. The writing is on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. You've been looking at doing an upgrade. Again, I think now is as good a time as any. It's just going to get worse in 2026. So obviously, me owning a pre-built company, I'd sure love if you bought a pre-built from me, but crap, if you don't, and you're just looking for like, man, I need a new GPU, I need new RAM, dude, now is the time. You don't have to go buy a PC from me, but at the very least, if you are looking at upgrading, I would highly, highly consider it at this point. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit the old like and subscribe button. That helps the channel to grow and for people to find cool videos like this. We've got a new podcast coming out as well. I know you guys have been loving those videos, so that's going to hit the channel too. What are we talking about? We're talking about this week, we're talking about conspiracy theories in this industry. Maybe a little bit of EVGA lore. Creepypastas. That's coming out on the podcast. It's right here on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you can check it out. Need a new PC? Check out metapcs.com. We'll see you next time.